Up at Can-Am, we were pretty good. First race of the year, we finished in the top 5, and then the following race had a DNF with a bolt failure in the rear end, something stupid. And then after that, we were top 5 every week, which is tough with the handicap, starting 10th and 12th every week, getting up at the top 5, especially at a half-mile, 5/8 of a mile track where it tends to get spread out. We went green to checkered 6-7 times, something like that. So, it gets tough. 13 races, 12 top 5s, 1 DNF, second in points, no wins, and we lost point championship by 1 point. It's kind of disappointing, especially when you go in 3 points ahead on the final night. But I was disappointed that night, and then I got a chance to actually think about it later. A lot of people would kill for a season like that, to be honest with you. It's just me a lot of the times in the shop working on that race car, and it's not because I don't trust anybody. It's because I don't want to have to be upset with somebody if something happens. I do have a couple guys that help me. I got a buddy, Brian, who goes with me every week to every race, and he does tires. So at least I have consistency with my tires. I've got one person doing them. So if something gets screwed up that way, I know it's not the tire prep, it's the tire. It could have been, it's too new, it came out of the mold, it hasn't had time to cure, something like that. But we had a good season. Then we were rolling pretty good there with the series stuff, and we finished second out in the West region, third in the Central. And then we went to the overall stuff and finished 5th at Malta for that first for the fall championship, and then screwed up at Fulton and made a bad choice on setup. And then I changed the car for the second day, and we made it into the show, but motor expired. Just a simple parts failure with a rod. Nothing anybody did. It's just nature of the beast. You have a motor, it's going to go bad at some point in time, and then they kind of put us behind the ball for the overall stuff, which we're really looking forward to, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm just happy. I'm very fortunate that Brian Donath and Rebecca at Donath Motor Works were able to get me going, gave me one of their personal motors that they're going to put in their car for their daughter next year, and he said, here, run this. You're not going to miss the big races at the end of the year. So I was very happy with that. Doesn't matter what division you race in. Look at Tim McCready and how many top 5 finishes he had in the Lucas Oil Series this year, and then coming away with the championship. He had a couple wins sprinkled in there. I think he had like 6 or something like that. But over the course of 50, 60 races, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, and you're looking at percentage-wise. So I'm pretty happy with how it went. But man, can you? I don't think you could ask for a better season. I mean, you could win the championship, get a couple wins, but if you can't win, at least you know that you're starting 10th or 12th based on the handicap, and you're still running up front every week. It's just a testament to the people that I have helping me, the support I have, and then the work we do in the shop. And I can't do it without the help, financially, honestly, with the sponsors and stuff like that. And I'm very grateful for the people I have helping me and behind me and supporting me. That scheme was my dad's from 1985 in his street stock. I figured Dad never got to run Syracuse. He only ran street stock for a few years at Fulton, ran Can-Am, Evans Mills a little bit, but it was the 50th anniversary, and I wanted, if I was going to do a throwback, it was going to mean something to me. And I just figured Dad never ran modified, but at least doesn't mean I can't use that scheme. And that scheme's got 2 races on it. It's going to be up on the wall in the shop, and the other side will go up overhead in the rafters and be tucked away, never be raced again. And it's just something that it meant a lot to me. My mom used to hand paint the race car, letter it. Dad painted it with spray paint, an old air gun, you know what I mean? Like the canister was on the bottom, wasn't even a gravity style back then. He used to paint it. She'd letter it. So to me, it was not just a throwback to my dad's race car, but it was a throwback to the whole operation, because my mom, Dad's not alive anymore, but Mom is. Mom still helps out with the race car where she can, where I allow her, really. It's just I'm picking out things that are done, and if I can't do it on my own, especially financially, sponsors obviously help out, but if I can't afford to do it on my own, I don't go asking people for money because I can't afford to put another front end in the car or something like that. I'll figure it out. but she helps out where she can, and I'm pretty happy about it. So. The only thing I can talk about is that I'll be racing 2 nights a week, almost every week. So it's going to be a lot of racing. Heck with it. There is I'll be racing on 2 different surfaces full time next year. So I'll be running my car every Friday night up at Can-Am again. And Saturday night be at Oswego and an asphalt limited super modified. Be racing for somebody, driving his car. And then on top of that, we might be running 3 nights a week if Weed Sport's running, or if we're going to Glen Ridge or something like that. So it's going to be a busy schedule. But the dirt stuff is going to take precedence over anything on a Saturday night at Oswego with the asphalt stuff. We're going to try and run as much of that asphalt stuff as we can, because Danny Kapuzinski has put together a small block super modified series sponsored by Jake's Automotive. We're going to try and follow that as much as we can. So I'm kind of excited. I get to run on 2 different surfaces. It's something a little bit different. And I'm very fortunate to be in that position where someone wants me to run their stuff. So it's pretty cool. 1985, I fell in love with dirt racing at 5 years old. My first race car that I ever turned a lap on a racetrack was an asphalt street stock at Oswego Speedway. So I have history with that speedway anyways, and I have a lot of laps around there. I don't know if I want to I don't know if, I want to get back into the asphalt stuff, because it's a little bit more pricey as far as tires go and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just trying to have fun. And this past season, I had a lot of fun. I ran dirt with my car. I ran asphalt with a small block super modified for the car owner, for Jeff Carson, up at Evans Mills. And I ran 350 super modified, the wing car, with a 604 crate motor. I ran that 3 times for my buddy Jason. So I got to play around with stuff. There's still a couple things I'd like to do, like to try some stuff. I would love to run a big block super modified at Oswego. Just practice. I don't want to race it. I just want to practice the thing, with or without a wing. I'd love to do one of those asphalt modifieds like up at Evans Mills. Those guys run that stuff. That might be a possibility for this year as well. I don't know. I'm just trying to, before I get to the point where I'm stop having fun and I'm getting to the point where I want to hang up the helmet and be done and then go work on, maybe I want to try and promote or work inside the business itself instead of just racing. I want to try as much as I can and enjoy it and experience as much as I can. And if something happens and I'm able to do some of this stuff and knock it off the list, awesome. If not, it is what it is, and it's meant to be.